guys, Lieutenant Curious here today. I am here with Season 3, Episode 1 of the Serenno Mini MOC series. Now, if you haven't checked out the first two seasons of the Serenno Mini MOC series, be sure to do that. I will put the link right above, right about now. And also, if you have not checked out the, in my opinion, epic Season 2 finale, the slideshow was awesome, as well as the MOC, so I really think you guys should check that out, especially to figure out what is going on. A lot of intensity going into this third season. And also, I hope you guys enjoyed the trailer, which came out probably a week ago, and I hope you guys are really excited for an awesome Season 3, and I really thought this was a nice first episode to kick it off. So yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so as you guys can already see, this mini MOC is once again on a 32x32 baseplate. And one thing that I am definitely going to be changing in Season 3 is being sure that I give names to all the characters and kind of explain their stories more. So yeah guys, let's get into this first episode of Season 3. Okay, so first off, throughout Season 2, well actually near the end of Season 2, they had arrived in an abandoned city to rescue Spade, which they successfully did, and ran into a band of rebels called the MOC Rebels. By the way, most of the things and most of the names that I have made up are completely my imagination, and some of them tie into things with Star Wars. So yeah, Spade and Dez grouped up with these rebels called the MOC Rebels that were currently fighting these terrorists, which also have a name, the Guidon terrorists. And the rebels had been fighting the terrorists for a while, and when Spade was captured and taken to the terrorist headquarters, the rebels rescued him from there, and as he escaped, he grouped up with them and then found Dez and Trantos, that they ended up grouping up and ended up fighting the terrorists in this big, basically downtown of this abandoned city, where Dez, throughout Season 3, will be trying to avenge his daughter's sad death. Now, what happened in that finale is his daughter and wife that he didn't know had been with these terrorists the whole time, when he kind of assumed that they were dead because they just vanished from their house and he didn't know where they went, so he just kind of assumed out of guilt that they were dead. And they had been with these terrorists the whole time, and this wonderful, sarcastic terrorist leader named Cranul did the honors of slicing Dez's daughter in half with this axe that you see right here. So now Dez is not very happy with this terrorist leader or the terrorists at all, but as you can already see, he is right here and running away like everyone else from this abandoned city. This is like the borderline of the abandoned city, this wonderful detail that I like doing quite a bit. And so I'll focus on certain parts of it. And you can see everyone is running away, including Dez. And you may think, well, Dez is really mad with these terrorists right now, obviously. So you would think he would want to turn around and start shooting them. Now, Dez is very angry about what has happened, but he is really smart also. And he knows that for the safety of the group to get where they need to go, the MOC Rebel headquarters. But anyway, Dez knows that he shouldn't endanger the group, and he knows that he would do that by turning around and firing at them. They just need to get out of there. So, and also at the same time, two MOC Rebels over here are covering him as he runs down this hill. These two guys have names as well. I will get into that in a little bit. And I will apologize in advance. I can already tell this video is quite long. So yeah, first, let's get into what is happening up here with the terrorists. Alright, so in this corner, we have some nice overgrowth and this nice detail of the abandoned city kind of feel with all of this texture of all different types of pieces. I won't get into huge depth with it. If you would like more details on how I did this type of terrain, be sure to watch basically the last 4 or 5 episodes of season 2, especially the finale, because that one I believe was the best of them all. And as you can see here, there is a wall just probably left over from a building that has been wearing off. And there was a Mocton rebel that probably tripped and fell behind. And this terrorist here, whose name is Kletzer, came in here. And he is the guy with this backpack and this kind of oxygen tank kind of thing. I don't know what he uses it for, but I just decided to add that because it looks quite nice. So he came in here and shot this Mocton rebel, who, even though he is already dead, I did have a name for him. His name is Ron Bruns. So he fell behind and got shot in the head, and his blood basically just splattered against the side of the wall, which was, I thought about this idea for quite a while, so I thought it turned out quite nice. You can see that I used some 1x1 trans red plates on there, and some more of this nice detail. There are some of these tanks, some kind of fuel or gas, and there's a nice chain there for also some more nice detail. You can see all this overgrowth, really nice detail in here. And once again, Cranul is standing right here. He is the official leader of the terrorists. He took out the 501st Trooper that had been with Spade and Trantos for a while, and he just shot him right there. Trooper fell down, and you can see some blood at, let's give you guys a better angle over here. And here is a better angle at Kletzer, who will have a quite important role as a terrorist coming up, as well as another terrorist that I will get into right about now. Over here, we have Dez's wife, who was not killed, but holding her still is Braz. Now, Braz, B-R-A-Z, he is basically Cranul's second-hand man, so like basically his henchman, his number 1 guard, basically, and he has been holding Maya Kanuin. Dez Kanuin is obviously her husband, and Lily Kanuin was the little girl that sadly got, yes, sliced in half. So you can see here is the wonderful Trantos by a bunch of really cool vegetation. Now, I will get into the vegetation in a little bit, but I will continue to explain all the characters. So over here, we have another Mocton rebel who will actually become very important soon in this season. His name is Jeffin Greybodge. Now, a lot of these names are some of them are very weird, but I just came up with these names for these rebels and the terrorists, and yeah, so I hope you guys like some of the names. I think they're pretty cool. And right here is Spade, who was able to get out of the city after having an awful time being with the terrorists. And of course, there's another angle at Dez, who has his little hammer/axe thing, which, yes, will come in handy, hint, hint. And he has a nice DC-15A clone rifle. And then we have 2 more rebels over here, which are basically best friends. They know each other quite well, and that will be an important thing going into this season 3 as well. Their names are Biffin Severin, who is this guy with the long red hair, and the other one is Toonfrun Ligram. Now, I know both of these guys have very weird names, but I like having weird names. So I hope you guys enjoy that as well. Now, that concludes it for the characters. Now, I will try to be a little bit more brief when I go into this terrain. Alright, so in this terrain, I used a lot of different colors. You can see right in here where Spade is running, there is a patch of dark tan. I decided to add that for just that kind of different color texture. I also added a patch of olive green right over here in that corner by the 2 rebels. And I basically, besides that, used a nice mixture of dark green and green. And right here, going into this ruins of the abandoned city terrain, this nice patch of, I like to think of olive green as like a moss. So I think of that as like a nice moss patch. And you can see there's a lot of overgrowth in this area as well. Now, going back into this terrain, this is a really nice angle because it looks very, very dense from this angle. I used green stem grass, olive green stem grass, green bamboo pieces, these olive green curly stems, seleucumite stems, whatever you want to call them. I also used dark bluish gray bamboo stems, which I thought was a nice addition. I'm not a huge fan of these pieces, but besides this, I don't think I would really use them, and I only have 3 of them. So I thought I would add them because I think it's a nice suit for Serenno. So I decided to add those, and I put some olive green stem grass on those 3. And you can see there is, once again, you guys haven't actually seen this terrain in quite a while. I brought back the black. I actually hadn't taken it away. But I have these black patches in the terrain because my original thought of Serenno was to have dark colors in the terrain. Obviously there is dark green, but I also added black because it has a chemical in the air that causes some of the grass to turn really, really dark. And I decided to just make that black most of the time. So there are patches of black which I think look really nice with those olive green stem grass on them. Right here, for example. And you can see they are pretty much all over the place. I also have a patch of dark green and olive green leaves right here. And also more of that detail with all of the vegetation. There are some of these weed pieces right here in a patch. And also right over here by this tree that I'm about to get into. This is the first of these trees that I have ever done. I usually do this type of tree. There are 2 trees in this one, if you haven't already noticed. This one is basically just stacked up 1 by 1 cylindrical reddish brown bricks. Now I know that's a long name, but that is what they are called. And they're just stacked up, and they have dark green, green, and olive green leaves in between them. And since it's stacked up high enough, I am able to curve it a little bit, so it has a more realistic feel to it. And I thought it turned out quite nice. So let me know if you guys want me to, especially with like certain parts of this terrain, if you want me to continue it. Because yes, there are 16 episodes of Season 3, and the majority of it will be this terrain. So let me know what you think of this terrain in the comment section below. This tree is quite tall. It is using some of these 2x2 cylindrical reddish brown bricks. And then we get up here and we have 2 layers of these branches. This first layer has some dark green, green, and olive green leaves. And so does the top layer. Have some nice layering of leaves on both of those. So yeah, now that's about it. Very long video. So now I will get to letting you guys go. Alright guys, that's about it for Season 3, Episode 1 of the Serenno Mini MOC series. Now once again, if you haven't seen the first 2 seasons, be sure to check them out. Especially check out the trailer to Season 3. It was a really cool slideshow, so I hope you guys enjoy that as well. And once again, I will apologize for this video being so long, and by saying that, I am making the video even longer. So I do apologize for that. So going into the rest of the Mini MOC series, I hope you guys are really, really excited for it. So yeah, stay tuned on my Instagram for daily behind the scenes updates on that. And be sure to leave a like on the video to help me out, and subscribe for some more awesome LEGO Star Wars content. Thanks for watching guys, and I will see you next time.